I got a question.
What?
Oscar is going to answer this question. Oscar, who says you can't have chicken for breakfast? Nobody. We are joined in studio by Kelsey Delgado and Oscar Delgado. They are the new proprietors of the Chick-fil-A, the Beckley Plaza Galleria, right? Correct?
Yeah, you are the Galleria.
Yes.
The Beckley Galleria.
Yes. And I'm taking a husband and wife team here.
That's right.
Oh, okay. So husband and wife team.
Yes.
Oh, so we have so much in common.
We do. We can talk about it off the air if you want. No, I'm kidding.
So does he drive you crazy too?
Honestly, no. I wish I could say that, but
My goodness.
couldn't do without him. So
I know, right?
I'm not listening.
Right. Wait till he gets out the room, then I'll tell you.
I go, girlfriend. Well, we know that Kelsey's the queen of Chick-fil-A, and well, congratulations on the store.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Like I was saying before we got on there, this is certainly a dream come true for us, a dream many years in the making. Oscar and I actually met each other while serving at a Chick-fil-A, and then most recently we've been traveling full-time with Chick-fil-A Inc. Across the country, helping to grand open new restaurants, helping to lead restaurants under corporate ownership, and now we finally have our own restaurant. And so the hardest part of traveling full-time was just building relationships, developing relationships with teams and community, and then leaving after a couple of months and not seeing that team again. So now we have our own team, our own community. We can invest in them long term, and it's just a dream come true. We're so excited to be here.
Now, at what point were you guys working together and go, we could own this place. We could do this. We could do this.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I had actually, so I had never worked for Chick-fil-A prior. I went to school for engineering, and then I was working in the education nonprofit space. And once COVID hit, there was no jobs hiring at that time in engineering. And so I don't know, I got a crazy idea, like, tell me about Chick-fil-A. I think I might want to work for Chick-fil-A. I was thinking more of the corporate support center, working on staff. And so I moved to Atlanta, Georgia to start working for an operator there just as a team member with the goal of maybe working on staff one day. And it just so happens Oscar was a leader at that restaurant. And so we met just working very organically in the restaurant, worked for that operator for about a year and a half, and just kind of developed through the restaurant and realized very quickly I love being in the restaurant. I love being in the restaurant industry, and I can't see myself working in a corporate office for the rest of my life. I need to be on my feet with my team, with my guests, serving chicken day in, day out.
Now, Kelsey, I'm going to ask you the question that I think everybody listening right now is wondering. How did Oscar propose?
How did Oscar propose? Oh, God.
Was it over waffle fries? Did he open a package of the chicken nugget?
You can dip or you can pour.
Right. I would say it was not quite that romantic. It was really...
was like you guys are working next to each other. Hey, you want to get married? Yeah. Okay.
It kind of happened something like that. Yeah. It was very much of when I started this leadership development program with Chick-fil-A and started traveling full time. We were not married at that time, and we realized about a month in that every weekend we were going to visit each other, and I was flying from wherever I was located in the country back to Atlanta to spend time with him. And we were like, you know what? We want to be together, right? We want a life together. We want to pursue this dream together, and spend all of our days together. And we just said, okay, let's get married. Let's do it. And we got married, y'all. This is a crazy story. We got married on a Monday morning at 9 a.m. At my hometown church. It actually was West Virginia Day. So,
yes.
The courthouses were all closed that day because it was a state holiday. So it kind of worked out perfectly. My childhood pastor married us Monday morning, 9 a.m. Just my parents and a photographer were there. And then that evening we jumped in the car. Our assignment was actually at Mercer Mall in Bluefield, West Virginia. And we drove down to Bluefield and started our life together and started that new assignment with Chick-fil-A together. So
that's a great story.
Not as romantic as, Chick-fil-A sauce and waffle fries through the chute.
For some reason, I have in my brain, instead of I do, I have my pleasure.
My pleasure. We did take wedding pictures with Chick-fil-A, so I'll have to show you all those sometime.
Did you have the cow?
Did you have the cow as the ring bearer?
Our sandwiches and, our little Chick-fil-A drink that we, cheers to. And yeah.
Well,
there was definitely Chick-fil-A elements sewn into that day for us.
That's awesome. Welcome to Beckley, both of you guys.
Thank
welcome
you.
to our,
Thank you.
I mean,
that
that would be like a squad goal, is to have the Chick-fil-A cow as a ring bearer.
Yes.
You know? Or the flour cow. You know?
We can do that. If somebody's getting married that's listening, we can do that and make that dream come
really?
true. Sure, as long as it's not on a Sunday, we can do it.
Now, tell us about that. Okay, so congratulations on the restaurant.
Thank you.
Now, when we talked to Chad, he'd been working on this for several years. Has it been the same thing with you guys?
Working towards this goal.
Towards this goal, yeah.
Absolutely. So I started with Chick-fil-A back in 2020, very much so with the goal, not necessarily to be an operator, but that I wanted to pursue something long-term with Chick-fil-A. So for me, it's been about a 5-year goal in the making. Oscar's worked for Chick-fil-A for over 10 years now.
Wow.
But I would say it didn't start out for him. I think it started out for him just as a college job, right? Just working as a team member, because he also, while working at Chick-fil-A, was working at a youth nonprofit as well. And so just kind of exploring what it was that he wanted to do long term. But yeah, about 5 years really dedicated in the making towards this goal. And here's the thing, the goal, it's not like an end destination that I've met just because I have my own store. Like, now the fun really starts, right?
Really?
Now pursuing what's next really starts. So it's exciting just to open this new chapter. One chapter of pursuing the goal maybe is closed, but now we have a whole new chapter that we're just getting started on.
Well, give us some if we're talking chapters, foreshadowing.
Yeah.
What is to come here? What are we looking at?
Absolutely. I mean, really my mission at Chick-fil-A Beckley Galleria is to be Beckley's most caring and trusted company, employer, and community partner. And so I think that really breaks down what's to come and what's next, right? I think in order to be Beckley's most caring and trusted company, employer, and community partner, we have to have a lot of care for our team, a lot of care for the food that we serve, a lot of care for the guests in the community that we serve. Working to really just strengthen partnerships within the community. This is a new community for me. I know, I appreciate and love Richard, and he has set us up for so much success, and he has so many strong ties to the community. So really just building off of that legacy, strengthening the partnerships that have already been established, and building new ones. We had a really exciting conversation last week with West Virginia Tech of just how can we be a powerhouse in the Beckley community? How can we partner together so that if Tech is present, Chick-fil-A is right there, just expanding our impact in the community. So very excited about that. And then I would say immediate goals is just, like I said, taking care of the team, making sure that product that we're serving across the counter every day is excellent, high quality, keep the guests coming back and craving more. That's how we can show care and be that trusted company, employer, and community partner.
Yeah.
Okay.
My craving is your mac and cheese.
The mac and cheese.
Oh my God.
I like the soup. I'm a big fan.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not. It was like, oh yeah, okay. So the chicken is, off the chart.
Amazing.
So good, and our daughter Belle just loves it.
Oh.
But it's like I go through and I'm like, I'm a big bowl of American.
You always get the sandwich.
You always get the
But then
sandwich.
it's like, okay, well, for me it's the mac and cheese. For me it's the soup.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, Kelsey.
What's your go-to?
What's your go-to? What basic chicken sandwich has got a pickle on it? How does Kelsey have her chicken sandwich?
Absolutely. So if I'm getting the original chicken sandwich, I'm going to eat it just as it is. Just
Really?
as true intended with the 2 pickles. I don't need any sauce on it. I think it has enough flavor in of itself. If I'm going a little crazy and I want to be a little bit healthier, I'm going to order the kale crunch side, which is delicious. I never knew I liked kale until I started eating at Chick-fil-A. And then getting a grilled nugget, 8-count grilled nugget on top of the kale crunch side with some buffalo sauce and kind of shaking it up. It is amazing. It's a little bit of sweet from the kale crunch dressing, a little bit of spicy from the buffalo sauce, and then of course with the grilled nugget, it's delicious.
Okay,
so
but if
I
you're
encourage
not
you.
going healthy.
Okay, if I'm not going healthy.
Stop all this healthy stuff. It's like, what are you talking about?
Radio
Oh my
DJs, health
God.
is not a part of our
It's like
vernacular.
we are going full on cheat day.
Full on cheat day. Then I'm getting a spicy sandwich, extra pickles, add pepper jack cheese, and a side of waffle potato fries.
Okay, you see how quickly that came
That
right
came
there.
pretty- That came pretty fast. Yeah.
Oscar,
Yeah.
you want to chime in on this?
Every day for him is a spicy sandwich day. There is no healthy day.
Wait, so you know what? But I was gonna see if we can call him Oscar the Grouch, but we're gonna be Oscar the Spicy.
Oscar the Spicy. He loves spicy.
Yes.
Now, I got a question for you because of course Lola and I are experts in the culinary because we watched the TV show The Bear, so we know
how it works. Yeah.
So being we've actually talked to a lot of executive chefs that they get into they love cooking, so they buy their own restaurants, but then they can never cook because they've got to run the restaurant. Now, you guys are very hands-on in Chick-fil-A. I mean, you're in the building every day pretty much.
Absolutely.
And is that part of the Chick-fil-A model, or is that the Kelsey and Oscar model?
No, so that's definitely the Chick-fil-A model.
Okay.
And that, I would say, so again, our founder of Chick-fil-A, S. Truett Cathy, he created a very unique franchisee agreement, and that's kind of part of it, right? Really? Now you have unique circumstances like Mr. Gerald, where he was the owner of 3 restaurants, but they were all here within the Beckley community. And that's the model. He wants that 1-to-1 ratio, operator to restaurant, and he wants the operator, or he envisioned that the operator is present and active in the community. At Chick-fil-A, a lot of times, even during the interview process, we talk about this isn't like an investment opportunity where you're just going to buy this business and go run it from, a vacation home somewhere. Like, the expectation is that you're in the restaurant, you're building relationships with the team, with the community, seeing the product that's going in and out of the restaurant every single day. And that's what makes Chick-fil-A different, and that's what makes Chick-fil-A special. And we get that question a lot. Like, what makes Chick-fil-A different? There's a different feel when you go there. There's a different environment, a different culture than maybe what you may experience at other establishments. And I do think that the operator model and that 1-to-1 ratio and the intentionality that the operator is present and part of the community in the restaurant helps set Chick-fil-A apart from other competitors within the same industry. And it makes us special, I think, and it just reinforces our vision of being the world's most caring company, because the operator cares deeply for their team, for their community, for their restaurant, day in, day out.
Your attention is not divided.
Exactly.
Exactly. I get that.
Again.
Well, welcome to the area.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Kelsey Delgado and Oscar the Spicy.
Oscar the Spicy.
The new owner
you can just
operators
ask for them by name when you go into the Galleria.
Just
the
like
Galleria
that.
Chick-fil-A.
Just put his name up on the thing. Oscar the Spicy is in the restaurant today.
You got to get a shirt.